Доброго дня, друзі! Продовжуємо викривати фейки та...
Good afternoon, friends. We continue to expose the fakes and propaganda techniques of the aggressor state. Well, the first line in today's rating is a very unsuccessful attempt to show as if Ukraine tried to attack Crimea. This is done by throwing this fake in their multi-thousand, half-million public channels on Russian territory in Telegram. It's about entire warehouse of award found in the military recruitment officers in the Kherson region. There is an inscription on those awards for the capture of Crimea President Zelensky. This fake is very easy to expose. First of all, even if Ukraine was planning something, it would definitely not call it capture of Crimea, but would call it for the liberation of Crimea. Secondly, even if we imagine that Ukraine could have such awards, it would definitely not be signed by V.A. Zelensky, because in Ukrainian language, Volodymyr Alexandrovich, not Alexandrovich. In other words, those who made these fakes again failed by ignorance of Ukrainian language. Same as I showed you last time, when they wrote the word object not with Ukrainian letter Y, but with Russian letter E. And the third, they indicate for the capture of Crimea, whereas in all Ukrainian official documents the peninsula is indicated as Autonomous Republic of Crimea. That is, the fake is primitive, the fake is effective, because it lays on the ground already nourished by Russian propaganda in the territory of aggressor state. It is easily exposed, so don't believe the lie. Don't believe that anonymous Russian Telegram channels. The second position in the rating is occupied by the story about chemical laboratories and the production of biological weapons on the territory of Ukraine. This story has been circulating in the Russian media space for several weeks. No one believes it, although for Russia it is a necessary narrative to justify the aggressive war against Ukraine. Now there is a new spin, because each time fake has to be fueled by something. Now the version is that allegedly these bio-laboratories in Ukraine, which as they used to say were created by the Pentagon and the State Department, turns out to have been funded from the private accounts of private company Roman Seneca of US President's son Hunter Biden. The fact that this does not fit together at all, that is, that they used to be Pentagon labs, but now it has turned out they were financed from private funds by Biden's son. Nobody cares about all of that. It is necessary to constantly add new woods to the fire, in order to make it burn in the future. There is no logic to be found here. Utter nonsense instead. Well, first of all, there have never been any American laboratory on Ukrainian territory. Secondly, they were not funded by the Pentagon. Thirdly, they were not funded by Biden's son. Although for propaganda this is a very interesting, engaging topic, which they are all now promoting. Among other things, they are making statements on behalf of Speaker of the State Duma Volodin, who demands that the US Congress conduct its own investigation on the subject. He also demands that a parliamentary commission be created to investigate these circumstances in Russia itself. In addition to Hunter Biden, Volodin traditionally also mentioned George Soros. It feels like they just opened a mythology book, a set of names, a set of terms that all fit together in this logical framework of Russian propaganda. They all got tied in one pile and thrown into the informational space. I wonder what will happen next. Who will they accuse of spreading these viruses now? The third fake that is circulated in the Russian media is that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is allegedly not in Kiev. Even some real individuals and propagandists do not shun to repeat this lie, including Solovyov, who has said that Zelensky had left the capital, suggesting that some kind of coup allegedly being prepared in Ukraine with the help of the old political elites. Yesterday they were talking about Leshchenko, today they bring up other names. Another lie and story to sow pessimism among Ukrainians. Although to be honest, I don't know how many people who can even in theory believe the lies of Russian propagandists. And the traditional fake that they publish every day is a map of military operations. There they paint almost half of Ukraine territory with the traditional red color. This map does not correspond to reality. The Russians can control some cities, unfortunately by occupying them.
плодородних ґрунтів, які на сьогоднішній день...
But definitely not such huge areas of our steppe, our fertile soils, which they attribute as controlled by them. This is not true. Don't believe this propaganda. Trust only the Ukrainian armed forces and the Ukrainian media, the official information from Ukraine. Trust the Ukrainian political authorities, and we will win this war.